It is TsubakiSwagg, and I am coming to you with my review of Strike the Blood, episode 16, The Observer's Banquet 1. Okay, so pretty much, of course, this one picks up where the last one left off at, where they show Kojou like holding Natsuki in his arms, and she pretty much looks like she's dead. And he like screams out or whatever. And then they cut to him, Yuma, and Himaragi are standing outside of the prison when out of nowhere Yuma collapses on the ground and Yuma's mom comes up. So Yuma's mom, she's a asshole, like for real. Pretty much she takes Leblu, whom is Yuma's guardian, from her. She takes her from her because Yuma was pretty much made from her mom's cells. They look just alike. She looks just like her mom. But since she was made from her mom, Yuma's mom took the guardian away from her, which inadvertently could possibly kill her. So Yuma's like collapsed on the ground after Leblu was taken from her, and Kojou was about to pretty much go in on her, but he realized that he still has that cut in his chest, and Yuma's mom pretty much told him that it wouldn't be good for him to, even if he would kill her, he would still damage the prison barrier, and it could be fatal to him as well because the cut isn't healing on his chest because it came from Himaragi's staff. So while all of this was happening, the other inmates just popped up out of nowhere. Well, the strongest of them popped up out of nowhere. And it turns out that the prison barrier is still there. And if any of them are harmed or they lose too much magic, then they will be sent back to the prison. So Natsuki's barrier is still intact. So the stronger magical people that came from the prison have to be careful, because if they don't, they will get sucked back into the prison at any time. So even though Natsuki is like MIA right now, she is still pretty much protecting the prison. And so in that, all of the prisoners are coming after Natsuki, including Yuma's mom. And Kojou was like, no, I can't let you do that, blah, blah, blah. And then Sayaka comes up out of nowhere and she uses her bow and arrows to pretty much ward off the prisoners so they can get away and they can help Yuma. And Kojou asks Sayaka if she can help her, and she's like, no, that's nearly impossible unless you have like pretty much a witch doctor or a magical doctor. And it turns out that Kojou's mom is a magic doctor, like she works on magic patients. So they take Yuma to Kojou's mom, and Kojou's mom is, well, we see where Kojou gets a lot of his tendencies from, because his mom is very interesting. She is quite a perv, actually. But she's the only person who can help Yuma right now. And they show like Kojou's mom interacting with everyone. And she pretty much embarrasses the heck out of Kojou. But she realized without Kojou even telling her that Yuma's guardian was taken from her and that she was a witch, and that, yeah, so things are looking pretty bad for Yuma. But she said that she can possibly help her because Yuma is still alive. So she gets Kojou's mom gets Himaragi to help her in the lab, and Kojou's like, why can't I go? And she pretty much said that men aren't allowed in her lab, which is a little weird if I do say so myself. But Kojou, well, she was like, and plus you need to go patch yourself up. The first aid kit is over there. So Kojou goes to go patch himself up. And while all the previous stuff was happening, Asagi came up, well, not Asagi, Kojo's sister came up and was pretty much just like, she was threatening Sayaka, asking how she knows him and what she wants to do with him and blah blah blah, and she like took her away. So Kojou went to go patch himself up, and then Sayaka comes up out of nowhere, like comes in the room, and Kojou's like, oh my god, because he was like undressing. And Sayaka pretty much tells him that she put his sister under like a spell to put her to sleep until morning, so she would leave her alone. But so Sayaka goes to look at Kojou's wound, and it turns out that it's not healing, that there's something wrong with it not healing, and it's because he came into contact with Himuragi's staff. So Sayaka, being Sayaka, because we all know that Sayaka likes Kojou, even though she won't admit it, she was going to let Kojou bite her. But she like pulled off one of her socks and was like put her foot out so he could, because she was like, don't most men like this, I'll kick you in the face, blah blah blah. And Kojou was like, no, only a small percentage of men like stuff like that. But at that time, when like Sayaka had her sock off, she had her leg up in the air, Himuragi came into the room and she looked pissed, like pissed beyond no means. And then out of nowhere, while Kojou was trying to explain himself, he just collapsed on the floor and he stopped responding. So Himuragi and Sayaka were both like freaking out, and then it cuts to like Kojou's mom with Yuma. So it looks like Yuma might be okay, and then again she might not. And while all this was happening, Asagi came across a little girl, and the little girl like ran up to her and she was like, Mama! So Asagi was looking after her, and it turns out, if I'm correct, it looks like that is Natsuki. So Natsuki is still alive, but she's like a little kid, and she lost all of her memories, but she knew Asagi, and she kept calling Asagi Mama. And when Asagi asked her about the name Natsuki, the little girl started crying. So Asagi's looking after her, looking after Natsuki, and while they were walking away, they showed this man, and like he looks kind of like a Buddhist, and he was like, found you. And then that was the end of the episode. Because earlier in the episode they show when Yuma's mom was talking to them, she said that she pretty much took Natsuki's memories and her magic, but Natsuki got away right before she ran out of magic, which would have killed her. So even though she's still alive, she won't be able to use any magic ever again unless they can get the book back. So Natsuki is still alive, and Asagi's looking after her, and it looks like things are about to get pretty epic, because that man is going to come after Asagi and Natsuki-chan, because you can call her Chan now since she is a little kid again. But things are starting to turn up. I hate that term. Things are starting to get fired up. So I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen in the next episode. But that is pretty much the end of it. I would love to hear what y'all think is going to happen. Like, do you think that maybe Natsuki can get her memory back from some unconventional way and be able to fight the man and put all the evil people back in the prison? Do you think that Yuma's mom is going to kill Natsuki? Do you think that Kojou is going to be alright even though he got struck by Himuragi's staff? Do you think that Yuma is going to survive? I would love to hear what y'all think is going to happen. But as always, please remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. And this is TsubakiSwagg saying adios.